I got some shit to say, man. All right, fam. So I had this. Jesus Christ, these kids don't give a damn about nothing, bro. Godless, faithless kids don't give a damn about shit. You hear me? All right. Anyway, man. Welcome back to Streams, man. This is episode 34. I'm still sitting here in the crib, brainstorming about some concepts, some ideas that I had, and I wanted to spill it on this camera. You know what I mean? Per usual. That's the name of the game, ain't it? Listen. So the other day, I was at this Valero gas station in the hood, and I walked in, and there's this lady standing there next to the door. You know, it's like typical homeless people. That's like what they do. They stand by the door in hopes that somebody's gonna walk past and give them something, or they gonna ask every motherfucker to come and go for $5. Can you give me something to eat, or can you buy me some cigarettes or something like that? This lady's standing there, but she is not asking nobody for shit. In fact, she barely even looks coherent. Like, she looks fucked up. You know, that's the only way I can describe it. So I noticed her. I ain't really look at her or say nothing to her, but I noticed her. I walk in and I put $40 on my pump, some shit like that. And as I'm coming back out, I walk past her, and I take another look at her as I walk past her, and then I look down at her feet, and her feet are like, they're not cut off, they're not amputated, but it's like she has half a foot, as if the toes, the whole front of her foot, like, let's say, look at your foot, look at the halfway mark, and then cut that shit off. That's what her feet look like. And they were wrapped in bandages with socks over them. And she's standing out there with no shoes on, skin and bones. All you see is her veins running all up and down her arms. She don't look in a good condition at all. She looks very fucking, I don't know, she looked tired, she looked old, tired, sick. So I look at her and I'm like, you need me to get you something? What's going on? Like, basically, why you out here? I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm like, do you need me to get you something? What you want? And she look up, and it's almost like she's standing there asleep, because like I said, she's not asking people for shit. She's just standing there, maybe to get sympathy, but it almost don't even seem like it was that, because she looked incoherent. Like, she could have been high, but to me, it didn't seem like she was high. It looked like she was just fucked up. And she was standing there almost as if she was asleep, standing between those poles that they put up in front of the gas stations to almost, they're like metal poles to stop a car from crashing in, that type of shit. She's standing in between two of them, and she's got her hand on either one balancing, with both of her feet amputated at the halfway mark. Like, that shit is nuts. I don't think I've ever seen no shit like that. And she's wearing just a little nightgown. It wasn't even outdoor clothing. It was like a gown that a woman would sleep in. And I go, yeah, like, what you need? What's going on? Why you out here? I'm like, you need something? And she almost looked up like she was waking up and was like, huh? I said, what you want? You need something? And then she was like, some cigarettes. And I'm like, man, no, I ain't getting you no motherfucking cigarettes. I can get you some food or something like that. She was like, yeah, okay. And then I was like, I was about to go in the store with her, but I had my kids in the car. Literally the only one of the only reasons why I was like, I kind of don't got time for this shit. So I was like, look, I had $5 bill in my hand that I wasn't even intending on giving her. But I was like, here, just take it. Gave her the 5 and was like, I was like, you can have this, but don't go in there and buy no motherfucking cigarettes. And she was like, I won't. And then she walked like slow as hell because she got half feet. I hold the door open for her. She could barely even walk. Let her in. And I don't know what happened after that. And that's the whole point of this video. We all know that the likelihood of her going in there and buying the cigarettes anyway was very high, even though I told her not to. But we know homeless people don't give a fuck, bro. A lot of them, they talk to you crazy. I had one nigga, I gave him $10, $15, and he was like, that's it? And I was like, I just laughed and was like, man, all right, just go ahead on, bro. Because I'm going to fuck around and beat your ass, and then I'm going to look crazy beating the shit out of a homeless man, and now I'm going to be on Fox 2 News. But that's the type of shit that I've seen dealing with homeless people. They don't give a fuck, bro. They're going to talk to you how they want to talk to you. And if you give them some money, you know, they might do some shit that you told them not to do with it. That's just the reality of it. And that concept resonated with me, so here we are on video. I thought that was pretty interesting. I likened it to the way that our parents will give us instructions in the hopes that we'll do it, even though they know us well enough to know that there's a great chance that we won't do it, we won't get it done. But they're going to give us the chance to do it anyway. They're going to tell us to do something. Like, when you leave school, I need you to blah, blah, blah. I need you to be here on time. I need you to not hang out with your friends. I need you to be on time. Knowing your mama know or your father know that you gonna be on some bullshit, but they gonna give your ass the chance to not do it or to do the correct thing. And then that led me to the thought of the way that they explain God giving us life. And that was his way of showing us love. You know, he created man, gave us life. He gave us free will. And that's like the ultimate gift. Because as a God, you create a people, then clearly you're powerful enough to have complete and total dominion and control over said people. But God didn't do that. I ain't trying to get too deep, but, you know, just shut the fuck up and listen. Like, this is the point of the show. You know what I mean? This is where my mind went. Like, I gave this girl this $5, and my will is that, you know, if I was to have my will done, then it would be that she would go in the store and get something of substance, of sustenance, because I don't want her to buy no fucking cigarettes. You already fucked up. You don't need that. Nigga, that's what God said. You know, I want you to live this way, do this, abide by these commandments and these tenets, and do what I asked you to do, and everything will be all right. Everything will work out. I've laid this whole game plan out. The irony of this is that I was just listening to, I got to remember what it was. The Apocrypha. It was like the book of, not Enoch. It was the book of Jasher. 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 Can y'all see this shit? Probably not, because I got the ISO static. Anyway, the book of Jasher, Jasher, right? And he was explaining to me that he was kind of fascinated by the things that were being talked about in this book. And I was like, shit, send me the link, because I ain't never heard of nothing like that. I've heard of the book of Enoch, and I've heard of a few other things, you know, but he was like, this book basically breaks down everything. It gives detail. It even talks about Noah's funeral, or Adam's funeral, rather. It mentions his funeral. It talks about people's ages and the length of time that they lived. A lot of these people lived to be 400, 500, 600 years old, 900 and something years old. A lot of these people in the Bible. And in the book, it sounds like Genesis, right? Because it's talking about the very beginning. Cain, Abel, it's talking about the tree, it's talking about the apple, it's talking about Adam and Eve, the rib, it's talking about the snake, it's talking about all of that stuff. Or the serpent, rather. And in this book, it basically gives almost more detail than Genesis or something. I don't know how to explain it. If anybody's, biblically and religiously inclined, tell me in the comments or something. But I'm listening to this audio book form of this book, and they're talking about how God created man. He created the heavens and the earth. He created the waters and all of that stuff, right? And he rested on the seventh day. And then men are in the Garden of Eden, not men, but Adam and Eve are in the Garden of Eden. They're approached by a serpent, and they're convinced to eat from the tree, and then they eat the apple. And then all my mind could think of was the fact that man, from the very beginning, was like, fuck what you talking about. I'm going to do what I want to do. Arrogance from the very beginning, according to the Bible. We had arrogance from the very beginning, and was like, we own whatever we want to be on. And like, we heard you, but I'm going to do what I want to do. And then you think about these stories all through the Bible. Yes, there's a lot of people that follow the word of God, but even a lot of them, it was like he had to get them to do that. But the importance of this story is the fact that it starts with the beginning of man, and then it even shows the lineage coming from them, Cain, Abel, and all of their children, and Canaan, and all of these people that follow them. And everybody was on some bullshit, right? Everybody was on some bullshit. And I'm thinking about this concept, like even God couldn't get people to follow the rules that he laid out in front of them, with evidence that he is powerful enough to make make right on his word. Like, all you got to do is this, and this, and you will live for an eternity, and everything's going to be okay. You're going to come up against this. When you do come up against this, I need you to go that way and turn away from that temptation. And they were just like, nah, fuck that. Like, fuck that. I don't like people playing on my phone. Like, what are y'all niggas doing? But I liken this even to the like I said, the way that a parent raises their children. It's the same shit over and over again, my nigga. We're given the blueprint. We're told, do it this way, don't do this, don't do that, and you will be fine. And yet we still turn away and be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do my thing. And there's nothing you could tell me to make me do otherwise. What is that about? It's arrogance. It's got to be. It's nothing more than arrogance. It's like ego. It's like ignorance. Now, I know I gave that lady that $5 and she went to that store and bought some cigarettes. I don't know what cigarettes cost. She could have got some Lucy's, but, I'm convinced that she probably went in there and did the wrong thing. But I wanted her to have some food, right? But who am I to think that I can impose my will on this woman when even God couldn't impose his will on the first man? Man, I don't know. I'm done. I just wanted to present that concept to people. Like, you can't impose your will on nobody. What you want to happen ain't got shit to do with what a motherfucker might do. And that includes your kids, your girlfriend, your friends, or motherfuckers in traffic, none of that shit. You can lay the rules out clear as day. The police did it. You know what I'm saying? The police do it. Nigga, you ain't supposed to murder. But niggas do it anyway. I'm gonna kill this nigga. Or I'm running this red light. And then you see the evidence, like nigga running red light, kill a whole family by accident. Niggas still run red lights. It's because niggas is arrogant. People are arrogant. We don't think that we will fall victim to the shit that we just seen another nigga fall victim to. We think we're better than the rules. And that's really interesting to me. We don't give a fuck about nothing. And this is Streams episode 34. I'm gonna keep this one short. You know, every episode ain't gotta be 30, 40 minutes. Appreciate y'all for listening. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, you know, thumbs up, all that bullshit. Do that for me. Grow the engagement on this channel because I'm trying to I want to hit the stratosphere with this shit, man. I want to be heard. I want to find more of my tribe. The good thing about doing this is that I find more like-minded individuals, and it almost gives me more of a reason to keep going. So do that for me, man. I appreciate you. This is Stream.